Good evening. Coming to you on Facebook this evening for Devotional Haggai chapter 2. Continue our devotionals in Haggai and start in chapter 2 this evening. I did want to mention one announcement is we did get our speaker in. And so Sunday morning, we are planning on doing a drive-in service at 11 a.m. It will not be at the church. It will be at the store off the bypass, not too far from the church, right next to Walnut Creek, and the trash drop-off. Used to be our daily bread store that Wayne has now, and so we're gonna have it there. We think it'll be a little bit better of a place, maybe not quite as loud and such for our drive-in, and so we'll be down there at 11 o'clock on Sunday, and we hope that we can see you there. So Haggai chapter 2 this evening, we're going to look at verses 1 to verse 9. The first two verses are just kind of background information. I'll read them here. In the 7th month, in the 21st day of the month, came the word of the Lord by the prophet Haggai, saying, Speak now to Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest, and to the residue of the people, saying. So it's the same thing as it said at the beginning of chapter 1. We're talking to Zerubbabel and Joshua here and the people. They're the leaders of the people and talking to everybody. And that's basically what it's saying in the 7th month. That's about October on the Jewish calendar. In verse 3, Who was left among you that saw this house in her first glory? And how do you see it now? As it is it not in your eyes a comparison of it as nothing? So, from Bible study, we know that Solomon built a temple. And some of them, before that temple was destroyed, some of these people alive had seen Solomon's temple in all its glory and all its gold, and it was so beautiful, magnificent place. And so everybody, not everybody, a few of these people had seen Solomon's temple. Well, they were building this temple, and it did not compare to Solomon's temple. And that's what it says, that not in your eyes a comparison of it as nothing. They're like, this is nothing compared to the beauty, the magnificent splendor that Solomon's temple was. We haven't done anything good. And God is telling them not to get down and out because of that. And we have to realize we may not have the biggest church in the world. We may not have the nicest church building in the world. We may not be the most talented people in the world. I am not the best pastor in the world. Down and on down the list, and not just in our church, but in our daily life, we may say, this is nothing. I don't make near the money that Jeff Bezos does at Amazon, or that Bill Gates has made. So I'm not worth anything because I don't make that kind of money. We can't compare ourselves. That's what it's saying. Don't compare what you're doing to what somebody else is doing. Just do what you are supposed to do. And he's encouraging them here. Don't look at the old temple. Just concentrate on what you're doing and do it to the best of your ability. And verse 4, Yet now be strong, O Zerubbabel, saith the Lord, and be strong, O Joshua, son of Josedek, the high priest, and be strong, all you people of the land, saith the Lord, and work, for I am with you, saith the Lord of hosts. Kind of reminds me of the verse, be strong and of a good courage. Be strong. Times are not always going to be easy. Be strong. You may not feel like you're going to make it, but be strong. Continue on. Why do we continue on, though? It says, for I am with you. That's the important part, and that's what we're going to concentrate on the next few verses. The most important thing is that God is with us. We may not have the nicest building. We may not be the most talented person. We may not be the person that everybody flocks to. But you know what? If God is in our service, that's what matters. Right now, we may not have, the kind of services that we want. You know what? If God is with us, that's what matters. We need God to be with us, and we need to be people of prayer and pray for that God will be with us. So verse 5, according to the word that I covenanted with you when he came out of Egypt, so my spirit remaineth among you, fear ye not. So he had promised them something out of Egypt, that he would be with them. And he said, my spirit remaineth among you, so don't fear. God is with them. And we have the Holy Spirit in our life every single day, so we don't need to fear. Fear not. My spirit, God's spirit, is there. We have no reason to fear. God is with us. God is on our side. Follow him, and that's what will matter. In verse 6, for thus saith the Lord of hosts, yet once it is a little while, and I will shake the heavens, and the earth, and the sea, and the dry land, and I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come, and I will fill this house with glory, said the Lord of hosts. We've been studying on Sunday nights before this pandemic hit us about the end of time. And we noticed many times that when there's a passage about the end of time, that sometimes it has a short-term fulfillment and a long-term fulfillment. And that's the way this verse is. And it makes them a little more complicated when they're like that. That there was a fulfillment here that God would fill that temple with his glory then. But ultimately, Herod's temple, which was just a restructuring of the temple that they built here, Jesus would be there and he would fill it. And then ultimately, even farther down the road, in the millennial temple, he will fulfill this as well. But I want to just bring out here, that's kind of the basics of the verses, but let's bring out a principle here that we can live by. I will fill this house with glory. That's Jesus. That's God. It goes back to the point that I've been making. We need God. More than anything. I don't care. I remember seeing a picture. It was in another country, maybe the Philippines or something. They had a big flood. And people sitting in the church building with water up to their knees, worshiping God. Because that's what they had. We could go to church, have no heat, no air, no padded pews. If I say no pews at all, have nothing, but if we have God, we have everything that we need. He will fill this house. He's the one that we need more than anything. And the verse 8 says, the silver is mine and the gold is mine, said the Lord of hosts. Everything is his. It's not that he needs our money, he uses our money. And we need to keep that in mind. It's not our money, it's his money. It's not our church, it's his church. Everything is his. The silver is mine and the gold is mine. It's all his, and that's what matters. Verse 9, the glory of this latter house shall be greater than of the former, said the Lord of hosts, and in this place will I give peace, said the Lord of hosts. You see, the glory of this house, this temple that they built, would be greater than the glory of Solomon's temple. Solomon's temple was magnificent. Solomon's temple was great. But this temple had a special blessing from God. He was in it. His glory was there. And it made a greater temple than even Solomon's. As I said, we don't have to have the nicest church. We don't have to be the most talented people. But what we need is God. And we need him and his power more than anything. So that's the devotional here this evening from Haggai 2 verses 1 to 9. Hope you got something out of it this evening. And we hope to see you at 11 o'clock Sunday morning at the old Our Daily Bread store and for a drive-in service. And we hope to see you then.